Good Friday evening to you. How is everyone? Hello, Damien. It's good to see you. I, of course, am your friendly neighborhood, the Dungeon Delver, Bill Sylvie. How the heck are you guys? Good to be here, and I hope you're having a good one. I hope you are having an absolutely wonderful one. So we made it. We made it to Friday. Winter Wolf, Vince Snetar's son, Jimmy Invictus. So we're just going to chill out tonight for a little while anyway. At 9:30, of course, we will be playing some classic Gemma World. How am I doing this evening? That remains to be seen. That remains to be seen because it's just varying minute to minute. Nubius, I hope you will be joining us tonight for some Gemma World. Totally pumped for some Gemma World action because that is a thing that's going to happen in a little bit. I think I mentioned this last night, but just in case I did not, all of the beholders are now printed. Hello, Luther. They will go out next week. I am printing the stands right now. And you know what stopped me from getting a batch of stands for them done? And I was so cheesed off by this. They're done. They're printed. There's 6 of them on the... oh, that's the worst, Damien. But, you know, it was literally a case of, for want of a nail, I started up the print and I headed back there and I reached into my supply box after the print got done. And it didn't take terribly long. It was like 5 hours for 6 stands. I reach into my supply box and I have one glove. I have one nitrile glove left. And to be sure, these are nitrile gloves. These are not vinyl gloves. I can't just go get some food handling plastic gloves. Vinyl gloves and plastic gloves, if you get resin on them, the resin will tell the vinyl and the plastic, hey, do you guys want to be a liquid again? Do you guys want to go back to being a liquid polymer? And they'll say, sure. And it will seep through. And one place I will never cut corners on is handling that stuff. If you handle resin too often, you will develop an allergy to it, and I don't want that to happen. So I ordered some gloves. I'll be here tomorrow, and then I'll finish the stands. And then next week, assuming I'm still here, they'll get sent out. Because if you look at the NOAA website, National Oceanographic and Atmosphere Agency, there is a hurricane aimed directly at me. It's going to go all the way around the Caribbean, cut across Cuba, take a little bit of a right, and then dash into Florida at about Punta Gorda. And then shook, cut northeastward. Oh, it's not possible. It's going to happen. Now, will we be on the north side of it? Will we be on the south side of it? Will we take a direct hit? I don't know. I don't know, and I won't know until it starts to make its turn. You know what? I'll live stream during the damn thing if I'm going to take a direct hit. You guys can... I will do a hurricane open D&D live stream. Legion of Gold has expanded firearms rules in the back. I should check that out. Cover art was inspired by the wishes of Luke Gygax as a little boy. Interesting. start boarding windows now? Nah. So now you got, I haven't looked at the storm track, the 8 o'clock storm track, but let's look at it together. Let me show you guys what I watch from April to November every year. It's my least favorite program. Okay. So we've got Fiona, which is done, completely screwing Bermuda here. It's all the way up there. But I mean, that's nothing. 46 mile an hour winds is a breeze. That's a stiff breeze. Then we got Gaston over here. And this one's funny. This one's funny because let's look at the track. Gaston is a tropical storm, and it's slowly starting to curve back around. It started going this way, and now it's turned back around and is slowly kind of coming this way. And then we got Hermione over here. That's just kind of puttering around. It's going from storm to depression, so it may sputter out and turn into nothing. This thing, this is like Invest 100 or something like that. Just kind of puttering around out there. But mean old number 9, TD9. Well, it's just a tropical depression. I mean, maximum sustained winds are 35 miles an hour, right? That's nothing. Let's look at the track. So it's right here. Ooh, it's kind of moved. They've moved the track a little because it was originally going to hit here, and now it's hitting here. And if it continues to cut this way, yeah, it'll go. We'll take a direct hit. We will take a direct hit, assuming it continues to curve to the northeast. So about showtime Wednesday, a category 2 or 3 hurricane will be right over there. Because that's west where I'm sitting. So I'll try and get your beholders mailed out before the end of the world comes. And if all of you guys who bought them could pay me, as soon as I mention it, so, and get us into a hotel room, that would be handy. So that's what's going on. That's what's about to happen to me. How about you guys? Does my power ever get knocked out from these? Absolutely. Unquestionably. 2017 was the last... close that. That's terrifying and depressing to look at. 2017 was the last... yes, all the beholders are spoken for, Baron. 2017 was the last direct hit we took. And the power was out. Let's see. I want to say it rolled into us Saturday, and I think it was Tuesday night when power was like back on, 100% back on. There was a little bit around Monday where it was like on for a little bit and then off, but we went over because we had some friends who had power in their neighborhood, and they invited us over for Taco Tuesday. So we went over and they cooked and we ate and it was wonderful. And then by the time we got home, our power was back on. Yeah, the problem is when hurricanes hit Texas, it's funny. Florida, because we're so flat and the sea level is so low, we rarely experience like the floods where water is like 8-9 feet. We get storm surges where the water will come up. It'll do like the Keys. There will be islands in the Keys that will be literally underwater just because of the storm surge. But the days long standing floods like you get elsewhere on the Gulf Coast, we don't get because we don't have nooks and crannies to hold it. It just goes away as quickly as it got here. So that's my image. I don't give you permission to use it unless I receive a considerable portion of the profits. So anyway, with rare exception, we don't get capital F flooding here. We get storm surge, which a storm surge can last for many hours and it can do effectively as much damage as your house being underwater for days. I mean, take, for example, any of the books you see behind me. I mean, 2 or 3 hours of water at a 3-foot level would ruin everything underneath my hands, just effectively as if it was like that for days and days and days and days before the floodwaters receded. But anyway, back to Texas. When Texas gets hits by hurricanes, it tends to be the latter. It tends to be they flood and flood badly. I remember in 94, I don't know what hurricane it was. I think it was just a tropical storm. It was like a very late season, or tropical front rather, that rolled into the east coast of Texas. And there were parts of Houston that were underwater for the longest time, and it's happened again and again and again. So while I would gladly say, if I could move the rain over there and have it rain normally, I would do it. Oh, you know what you should do, Luther, is make them all webcams. Make all the eye tentacles should be webcams. There's your Bill Holder. So I'm a little bit stressed out about that right now. So other than boarding up the windows, and that's really all I can do. Yeah, Houston and Galveston always get it bad. Houston's close enough to the coast that it's bad, and Galveston is essentially the Florida Keys of Texas. Now, here's a little factoid, and I wasn't aware of this, of course. Hurricane Katrina was an absolutely god-awful thing. But there was more damage per dollar in Mississippi than there was in Louisiana, but everybody focused on New Orleans because New Orleans got hit. It's New Orleans. We talk about New Orleans. God is punishing me for messing with the Devil's Playground equipment, D&D. Probably. Yeah, that's probably the case. That is almost certainly the case. Got a generator, hook up a flux. No, I actually have an inverter that I can plug into my car to keep little things charged up, phones and whatnot. A generator to run my house, I don't have. My neighbor across the street, Joe, has a full solar array. He can run his house indefinitely with solar. Of course, he also doesn't have triple canopy jungle and trees halfway lying on his house. So, oh, that sucks, Mobius. I'm so sorry. That's terrible. That is just terrible. Well, the last time we were in danger of taking a direct hit, I still had, we were going to take a direct hit. I had stuff sitting out on the floor like I do. I stacked it all on the table here. There was like a giant pile. I was worried about the table. But I stacked it all up there. So, there's not much I can do about it. Just watch the track and hope that it goes elsewhere. I remember one year it was in the 90s, and like a Cat 2 or a low power Cat 3 made landfall on Mexico's east coast, but it hit a literally deserted stretch. It affected hardly nobody. Now, that in television could have been saved. I just want to point out, because I have seen some stuff. There's a guy I follow on YouTube. He's a computer repair guy. I've mentioned it before, Adrian Black. He recovered a C64 that had literally been lying in a field for 20 years in Washington State. Think of all the years of freezes and rains and everything else. And he did a series on repairing that thing, and he got it working. Thank you, Jimmy. But yeah, I mean, now my PC, if that got immersed in water, I would be sad that I lost the data on the hard drives. That's about it. I'd wipe the case down and buy new components to put in it. That would be about the breadth and depth of it. But yeah, unless that Intellivision was plugged in and running when water crept up over it, it absolutely could be saved. The Intellivision was an interesting system, and it was certainly better than the Atari 2600. Atari just had marketing. Atari had marketing because they were not there first. There were cartridge game systems before the 2600. The Fairchild Model F. Oh my gosh. So nobody watches these streams, hardly Wave of Mutilation. You can tell us, what'd you do with the body? Did he just disappear into the outback? Dingoes ate my roommate. That is hard. Here's a buddy of mine. He's actually an expat. He lives in Vietnam now. He like me had autographed by Arneson and Gygax AD&D books. And I can't remember if it was while he was in the Navy or something. I honestly don't remember. I'd have to ask him. His sister sold them. Vote yes on I don't own a copy anymore. I mean, yeah, we've played a lot of Gamma World. I don't see why I shouldn't. I just got to get a copy of it. I just got to get a copy of it. You know, vintage computers are interesting, and every now and again, more frequently now than it used to be, but every now and again, I'll get the itch to, to track down a C64 and follow the, here's how to get a 40-year-old computer working again if it's not videos, and, get the stereo SID chip and expand the memory and, get the little 3D printed Commodore disk drive case, but it's a flash card reader. You load flash images off of it. And I just feel like I would enjoy it for an afternoon or two. And then I would never go back to it. It would sit up on a shelf somewhere. Robert says, I got an Apple IIgs WAS edition that still works. That's awesome. But I'll tell you this. I am very much a believer in stretching out the utility of a computer. Once you get on the PC side of things, there's not so much a slippery slope as just a drop off to just like a straight vertical fall that pulls you towards, upgrade. But when you are physically limited by a system, by a baseline system, like I would never say to someone, hey, get a 386 and make it your daily driver. That's stupid. I mean, play some retro games on it, sure. But try and make it a daily driver? No. But on the flip side of it, something like an Amiga or an Apple IIgs or a 68K Mac or even a Commodore 64 or one of the Atari machines. If you can bring together the right components and get it to daily like modern daily driver status, I think that is just fantastic. And you see people who do it. You see people who do it. There is a, it's been a few years ago. But there's a dude who made a cartridge for the Intellivision that runs Dragon's Lair. And you can play Dragon's Lair on the Intellivision. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Well, sure, there was, I'm sorry, not the Intellivision, for the Texas Instruments. There was Dragon's Lair for the CCC4. There was Dragon's Lair for this. There was Dragon's Lair for that. No. This is the fully animated cartoon style Dragon's Lair. And the way it works its magic is, all of the video clips are stored on a flash card. Dragon's Lair is a bunch of timed events. Dragon's Lair's code is like 4 kilobytes. There's not a lot to it. It literally takes you to a place, runs a timer, and if you press a control outside of the time, it plays a different clip. Depending on when you press a controller, what controller you press, and in the case of the joystick, which direction you move, it plays a certain clip. That's all. Dragon's Lair's control is nothing more than a glorified remote control. All the stuff on the Laserdisc can now be fit on a flash memory card. So this guy just used some interpolation. All the heavy lifting is being done by the cart. So the cart is playing the cart is playing the video back through the TI. And the TI is just acting as a remote to access the clips. But I still think that is super, super cool. Yeah, Dragon's Lair confused me too. Do you guys remember the big projection TVs? Not the back projection ones, but the big kind of curvilinear. Somehow our massive arcade here in town over, it was called the Fun Machine, and it was on the west side of town. When they got Dragon's Lair in, that was how they displayed it. It's probably 1 or 2 of those units, and everybody in the arcade could see. And it was 50 cents to play. 50 cents. And it was just like that scene in the beginning of season 2 of Stranger Things. 50 cents, dead, dead, dead. Everybody has a chuckle. You move on to normal video games. There was Space Ace. Yes. That was also Don Bluth Studios. So there was Dragon's Lair 2, and I think there was a Dragon's Lair 3, but it was many, many, many years later, and it was only on multimedia PCs, multimedia capable PCs. Again, the Amiga high-end PCs and Macintosh. But there were a lot of companies that did Laserdisc games. Even Atari did a Laserdisc game. Firefox is based on the Clint Eastwood spy thriller movie. It used the same control yoke, which, as I have explained before, is actually the controls from an M2 Bradley. It used the same control yoke as Star Wars. Oh my gosh, there was one that was based on the Castle of Cagliostro called Cliffhanger. And I remember there was a company that actually attempted to make and to make and market a home computer based on that technology, called the RDI Systems Halcyon. and you got a computer module that connected up to a Laserdisc player, and you had a headset. They claimed the thing that was basically that the thing would have an artificial intelligence in it. But they never sold more than a tiny number of units. I think it was like $2,500, and this was back in the early 80s. You know what? So here we go. The Halcyon is an unreleased video game console, so it wasn't even released. Had a Votrax speech synthesizer. All its media came on Laserdisc. Had a stonking great, probably 4 megahertz Zilog Z80 in it. Buddy of mine on Facebook described it as, because he knows about the background of it too. He said, I can't imagine shelling out $2,500 to have a machine that to yell at to play clips of football games, because they were going to have like 4 or 6 double-sided laser discs that had football games on them, and you could pick the plays and win or lose the games. So but when I was a kid, I was like, oh man, how awesome would it be to have this thing? Because it's yet announced in the trade papers and whatnot. RDI Video Systems. And they are actually the company behind Dragon's Lair, Space Ace, and one called Thayer's Quest, which was actually a much more complex branching role-playing game. Thayer's Quest had a membrane keyboard, and it would allegedly save your game and your character. I would go back to the arcade a couple of more times after playing that and try to play Thayer's Quest and load a game, but it never worked. But that's a little Laserdisc information for you guys. But the point I started with was there's a dude that wrote a cartridge for the TI-99, which was orphaned, I don't want to say fairly quickly. It actually had some amazing peripherals for it. But it never quite saw the Commodore 64 or Apple II levels. But yep. Let's see. So when was this? It was a few years ago. It's 2019. No one has perfected the art of creative insult. I must admit, Wave of Mutilation, I'm fighting the temptation to ask you if you know people that I know in Australia, because I get that a lot from Europeans. Oh, you live in Florida. Do you know John Smith? No. Oh, well, he lives in Tampa. I thought perhaps you'd bumped into him. That's a city with a population of like 980,000 that is 85 miles. Look, I get it. You don't realize, if you're from the UK, Florida is as big as your entire nation. Okay? I get it. Yes, I know everyone in Florida. Yeah. All 16 million. or how many ever there are here. Yep, all of them. Do you know John Smith? Yes, he said to say hello. I'm reminded of comedian George Wallace, who made a joke once. He said, I will answer a question for the white members of my audience if you can answer me a question. And the question that I'm going to answer, because I get asked this a lot, is, do all black people know each other? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And he said, the question I want an answer from, what do you white folks get up to on Friday night that makes you want to get up on Saturday morning at dawn and put all your crap on your front lawn to sell to each other? I love that joke. I don't tell it as good as he did. I certainly do not. So next week, aside from Wednesday, like I said, Wednesday, I'm going to live stream the storm. I'm going to see if I can get that's it. Next Wednesday, hurricane party. Assuming we're still going to get hit. We're going to do a hurricane party. Next week we're going to be deep diving into Village of Hamlet, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Didn't in Zork you explore the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention? No, not quite. Not quite. You know, Zork was another old computer game that I think people look at with most of the people I've talked to. I'm going to be drinking. If I'm going to be hit by a storm, I'm going to be drinking. I'll have my foot. You know what? I will set up an emergency live stream to go on my phone just in case. Anyway, was I saying? Oh, yeah. All of Infocom's text adventures. I'm just going to say that. I'll broaden it out. But to say most text adventures, but specifically Infocom. When I was a kid, I could dream of nothing more awesome than playing Zork. I had a dinky little VIC-20 that had 3.5 kilobytes of RAM. I tried to write my own text adventures in it without understanding like arrays and recursion and loops and stuff like that. It was ridiculous. Am I going to do a University of Miami special on Thursday? No. Assuming I'm still here intact and have power, Thursday will just be Alabama football. Now, if they were playing the Hurricanes, that would be particularly good. But anyway, to go back to Zork. Thanks for distracting me, A-Wig. Nah, I'll get demonetized and do that. Besides, the only song by Buffett that I like is A Pirate Looks at 40. But when I was a kid, the idea of playing those text adventures was a lot better than playing it. I got Zork 1, 2, 3, Wishbreaker or Wishbringer, Spellbreaker, and the sixth one I don't remember. And I played some text adventures on my VIC-20. I actually had 3 of 5 of the Scott Adams Adventures series on my VIC-20. You are not the only person from Alabama who doesn't like Jimmy Buffett, Luther. But the problem with those games is twofold, and they both have to do with their execution. One is that if you didn't go to MIT, so many of the jokes and a not inconsiderable puzzle or two here or there would completely go past you. I was 12, 13. I got my copy at Kmart. Well, from Kmart. And the other problem, which is very closely tied into it, is so many Infocom games were reduced to playing guess what I'm thinking against the programmers. Okay, you enter a room. There's a brick on the floor, a knife with a rusty blade. There's a hatch in the ceiling. What do? I take the brick and the knife and I go over. Can I reach the hatch? Nope. Okay, can I stand on the brick? You're not tall enough. Okay, can I stand on the brick and poke the hatch with a knife? No, and when you try to, the brick wobbles, you fall off of it and stab yourself with a knife. You're dead. You want to try again? Okay, I'll throw the brick at the hatch. The brick bounces off the hatch and smashes you in the head. You are dead. You want to try again? You know, it was just over and over and over and over. So many of the jokes, or so many of the puzzles were just in jokes with the programmers that followed no fucking logical progression at all. None of them did. Yeah, I notched the disc, put it in the drive, close the door, and do the Commodore DOS command for format is what I do. Like I don't even remember what it was for, but I distinctly remember. All right. I grew up around cars when I was a kid. My uncle and to a degree my dad, they didn't get that I liked computers, right? No, I'm just trying to focus on something else, Wave. Trust me. Trust me. If Wednesday night I'm sitting here listening to pieces of my roof being torn off and rapidly throwing trash bags and whatever I can over things so that they're not ruined, I won't be going, well, at least this isn't as bad as a text adventure game from Infocom. This is better than that. No, trust me. But the in jokes with the programmers that you literally had to read their damn minds to beat the games. They didn't follow. So specifically in Zork. Okay, I grew up around cars. I knew enough to know that viscosity referred to how slick motor oil or grease was. Stay with me now. Stay with me. Somewhere in Zork, there's a control panel. And the control panel is activated or whatever by a bolt that is described as being rusted and immobile. And you find something that is described as a tube of viscous material. I got this figured out. You squeeze the material, the viscous goo, onto the bolt. I worked on cars with my dad and my uncle. It's grease. It's grease. You grease the bolt and then you can work it. Nope. It was like glue or something to fix a boat with. How can I win? I mean, honestly, the games just should have been titled Try Random Shit 1, Try Random Shit 2, and Try Random Shit 3. Yeah, that was the flood control dam number 3 near the waterfall, Dave. I'll sing Rock You Like a Hurricane. How about that, TJ? I'll karaoke it. I mean, how was I supposed to like 6 years after the fact? And you know, it's like, oh, you could get Infocom hit books. Or my sister's husband was her boyfriend at the time, was huge into Infocom games, but he had all the hint books. He'd buy the hint books and just use the little magic reveal marker and just go through, just zoom, just hitting all the number 3 hints, which were the strong ones, and then say, ha, I did it. The only one of those games that I think was remotely fair was actually regarded as one of the hardest ever Infocom games to play. And it was Suspended. You're put in charge of a series of robots controlling a massive computer and mechanical system for a city above you. It was like the central control system for the city. And you'd get these reports coming in. But when they installed you in the complex to be the central brain, things were already flying off the hook. And you had a limited number of moves, but the puzzles were fairly logical. You just had to do them in like on easy mode. You had like 500 moves or something. And then on, intermediate mode, you had 250, but hard mode, you had like 75 moves, 75 commands you could issue. That's an interesting challenge. The puzzles weren't difficult, but your resources were randomly arranged, and it was to the point where like you got to map encounters to keep track of where the bots you had to order around were. I have a Planetfall patch. Now, one thing I'll give Infocom is they had amazing what they called feelies. Every game came with little tchotchkes, little gadgets. Like I remember I was really keen on getting Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which was another incredibly impossible game. But it was made easier by having read the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book. And for my birthday one year, Mom took me up to Kmart. I bought a copy of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the Commodore 64 game, and then promptly later that weekend bought a copy of the paperback book. But in the box, it came with Space Fluff, a clear plastic baggie which had a little cardboard label on it. I still have the box around here somewhere. I don't have the disc, but I have the box and all the feelies. What was it? The miniaturized Space Fleet, a button, a Don't Panic button, a big orange Don't Panic button that I love. And it also, no tea. That's right, Kool-Aid. It came with no tea. Very specific feelie in there, no tea. And a pair of Jugenta 2000 peril-sensitive sunglasses. And it was just black cardboard in the shape of sunglasses you could put on. I loved stuff like that. Now the budget Kmart versions didn't have any of the feelies with them. But even the packaging, what was it? Starcross came in a plastic Frisbee. Like you could take the game out and then go outside and play with a flying saucer that was your spaceship in Starcross. Yes, the Gamma World is still on drive-thru. So there was they were really good at feelies. I have another one of theirs around here. I have unless I sold it, I don't know. Might be in a box somewhere. But towards the end, they were putting graphics in things, and they tried their hands at a Lord of the Rings style game that was supposed to be part of a series of fantasy games, but only one was made of it. It was called Journey. And I remember the feelie that came with it was a little felt bag and just a little piece of quartz crystal. That's right, Suspended came with a white plastic mask. But yeah, I mean, so many good ideas. Now, I'll tell you this story kind of in conclusion because it's getting up on time that we're going to play Gamma World, a game where we have fun and the players don't have to play Guess What I'm Thinking against me. Well, they kind of do, but not really. But we are getting up on time, so let me just take a minute. Let me just take a quick minute because if you're new here, if you've just stopped by, first of all, thank you. We're at 1320. I gotta look now. Now I'm doubting myself. So let's see here. Subscriber wise, we've been doing quite well. Let's see. And we are at 1,325 subscribers now. 1,325. That is quite nice. And that's a pretty steady increase. That is a pretty steady increase. We haven't had a drop off in quite a while. So that's kind of nice. So if you're new here, and you've seen this crawl going by, if you wish to support the channel on Patreon or on Subscribestar or buy me a coffee or just make a donation via PayPal, you can do that. You don't have to. What I would really like you to do, if you're not already a subscriber, is like the video, subscribe, click the bell icon for notifications, leave a comment down below if you liked the video. Tell me what you liked about it. If you didn't like the video, tell me what you didn't like about it. But engage. Never doubt myself. Let you guys do that. Well, that's what a great audience I've got. But I do want to thank those folks who stepped up and say thank you to Joshua Garlock, Lord Corion, Ricky Maru, Mobius, Kevin Reynolds, Doomsword Deathmaster, Mark Simpson, Damien247, James F. Keck, William Smith, The Dungeon Minister, Manny Wall, Mark Corey, Kevin Wood, Todd Sharp, Carnivore Farmer, Rob, Jeremy Rule, Bogan, Nora, Mikey Mank, Sky Hernstrom, Pete Sullivan, the DM's Council, and recently Baron Von Headbanger. Thank you all. Thank you for your support, whether it is ongoing from day one or brand new. I salute you. I salute everybody. You're all awesome. You're saving up to get me a houseboat. The sports show is the Houndstooth Podcast. You can look that up on YouTube, the Houndstooth Podcast, where we talk about Alabama Crimson Tide and some other college football. So thank you all very much. And I have a great cast over there. We have John Henry, Bo Ganora, and they're both fantastic. Oh, and Jessica Brand. Yikes. Sorry, Jess. Jessica Brand. Jessica's football IQ is through the ceiling. The only time I've ever seen her flustered was actually last week. Alabama played the University of Louisiana Monroe, which is a very tiny school. Now, here's a little something about college football. But it's mostly about college football because NFL teams are peer, more or less. But you can have a powerhouse team like Alabama or Ohio State or Georgia or somebody like that. They can play a peer one week, and then the next week, a tiny, tiny little school with like 5,000 students, just a little in-state school. They're called cupcake games, somewhat derisively. So and ULM is a smaller school, not quite tiny, not the 5,000 students level, but it is a smaller school. And when you're playing those smaller schools, you tend to overpower them. You tend to out-scheme them. You tend to have heavier guys, faster guys, stronger guys. So there comes a certain point in the game when it is a total beatdown. Leaving your starters in, your starting quarterback, your starting wide receivers, your starting offensive line, your starting defensive line. Leaving those guys in is just asking the fickle hand of fate to deal you an injury to those guys. So when it is important, when there's a championship on the line, those guys can't play. You don't want that to happen. But at the same time, you also don't want your second string guys hurt. And then you don't want the backups to the backups. So last week, Alabama was beating ULM 63-7. And Nick Saban, the coach of Alabama, was putting in people that Jessica didn't recognize. She's like, he is so far down on the depth chart. I don't know who any of these people are. Jimmy, that's awesome. Found our first number station on shortwave a couple of nights ago. That was creepy. Oh, that is great. Okay. Gamma Worlders, bear with me just a minute. What was the header and the footer? Was it music? Was it a foreign voice? Was it a recorded key phrase? I should have talked about creepy stuff tonight, honestly. They're not Cold War artifacts. They're still very active now. I mean, you know, you can have the most sophisticated SATCOM systems and so on and etc. But if nukes fly and you still want to get messages to troops, shortwave radio, baby. Shortwave radio. The buzzer, one had a female Russian voice, and that is very cool. That is extremely cool. So we're still waiting on at least one other person, Mobius, to join in the game. And I think we're down. I think due to circumstances, I am 99% sure due to circumstances, though, we're not going to have Todd on tonight. There he is. So, oh, that's so cool, Jimmy. That is so creepy and cool. I have a massage. Pardon me. Sorry, a message from the green room I had to respond to, pertinent to the game. Blown away by that is very awesome. I salute you. You're just sitting in here like a dummy. That's okay. That is A-okay. It depends on how far you want to go. I mean, you know, a transmitter can cost anywhere from $300 to thousands of dollars. Well, okay, so we're waiting on one more person to join in the Gamma World game because it looks like Todd will be here a little bit late. We're going to wait 5 and then start. But one thing I'm going to mention, one thing I am going to mention, and I kind of started talking about this last night, and I got distracted by something shiny. Here, if you don't know, this is how number stations works, and I'm sure most of you can use Wikipedia and find this out anyway, but it's cool and it's creepy. Number stations use what's called an OTP, or one-time pad. Now, one-time pads change day to day, and they have a scrambling of what each number means. It could be a syllable. It could be a single letter. It could be an entire word. It could be another number that corresponds to another page on the pad. So when the voice reads back the numbers, 25, 17, 4, 62, 73, 71, repeating 25, 17, 4, 62, 73. The person on the other end writes all that down, gets their one-time pad, and looks at what each of the numbers mean for that day. And it literally changes day to day. Today, each number could correspond to one letter. Tomorrow, each number could correspond to a syllable of a word. The day after that, each number could correspond to another number that you would use another page of the OTP. But you never ever reuse it. You never reuse it. OTP, one-time pad. You decode your message, you memorize it, you act on it, you do whatever it says, you burn it, you burn the OTP for that day. You don't use it again. One use. Ever only. You don't use it a second time. If you use it a second time, whoever's listening, and everybody listens to everybody's. I mean, Jimmy, you found them. They told us they were tornado drills when I was a kid. We lived in Northeast Alabama. Oh, we're doing tornado drills, kids. Yeah, we had a fallout shelter sign on our door, or on the side of our school. Although, as far as I know, every part of that school is above ground. I don't know where the hell we were supposed to shelter. But anyway, that's how OTPs works. That is exactly it. I was talking last night about the Atención network, the Atención spy network here in Florida. They kept reusing their OTPs. They just kept recycling them, and as you say, they got rumbled. They were feeding a little bit of intel to hostile nations, but mostly they were spying on Cuban expat orgs here in Florida. Yeah, TJ, that's exactly it. Sitting out in the hall with the textbook over our head. All right, well, I think we're just about ready to get going here. Todd will be here shortly, hopefully. So I'm going to put on the headphones. And we're going to welcome our adventurers back. Hopefully we can have some equally fun stuff. And so let us say hello to James Keck as Christopher.
Hello.
As Barongo. Doomsword Deathmaster as Numbers Rob. Not a number station, but Numbers Rob. And Mobius as Milo. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, how's it going?
It is going acceptably well. So, when we last left our intrepid adventurers, you met a guy about this tall, covered with a carapace. You had lost your dear friend, Darth Bubba, against some androids. And you are on the outskirts of a ruined city. You are heading back to your vehicle. What do you wish to do?
We need a bigger boat, per se.
We can barely hear you, Barongo.
Really?
You're super low.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should check out the city. Why leave?
Well, I mean, you did.
Half of us are about dead.
What's that?
Half of us are almost dead.
Oh. Did you ruin this city?
Not me.
Damn it! I have good jokes, but I can't say them.
Your volume's still way down.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to resolve. Let me come.
All right, he'll be back.
Okay.
He'll be back.
Well, I still have 2 med kits with full restoration. So who's hurt?
I'm
I'll
down
just-
to like 10 hit points.
Well, here's one for you.
All right, so you're going to lie down and attach the electrodes and let it probulate you?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'll kick him a couple times while he's down there.
All right, well, a turn goes by, and it does its healing on you and then kind of folds up, completely expended.
Hope these
There
things
he
are
is.
Recyclable.
There you go. Can you give us a mic check?
Okay, so it's better, worse, same?
Oh,
Good.
much better.
Way
Much
better.
Yeah. Thanks, Linux. Appreciate you adjusting my settings. Yeah,
They only
I
tried
think
to
we need a
help.
bigger boat for this. We to quote,
Did you just Roy Scheider my Gamma World game?
I did.
He just
I don't know
Scheidered.
if you're paying attention, dude, but we just got our asses kicked.
He just shied on it. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yes, I did. I quote James Wood as often as I can.
Bad too, Bronco?
I just call him Bong for short.
Are you hurt, Bronco?
Oh, I was. Let me see if I've died or not since we've been on break. I'm at 43, so I'm about half, a little less than half. A little more than half, a little less than half of damage. So I'm down 34 points.
All right.
There you go.
Well, you could use the half of the other med kit.
I still have one,
You
actually.
would use your own damn med kit.
Yeah,
Keep
I'll
mine.
just use my remaining med pack. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm down 34 to 53. I think I'm just gonna roll with what I got, and we'll save that.
Okay, well, if we want to go back into the city, I'm fully up for it now.
We built this city on nukes and badgers. Okay,
maybe-
yeah.
Maybe we need to go get that
Gotcha.
spear back from those other guys.
Well, I mean, we're having mostly competency issues. Which, I don't know, maybe it's better this time, right? Maybe our biorhythms are okay. But you can tell I'm from the 70s. But yeah, I mean, we were not doing well against those enemies.
You know,
So what we need is a tactical nuke or something similar.
at least a handful of grenades.
Yeah, just a single grenade would have helped us. Yeah. But I'm willing to go back in there. I mean,
Alas, I have no grenades.
Hmm.
You got any nads?
Yeah,
Oh.
and a couple laser rifles. Let's go.
Right there with you.
only the detachable ones. Okay. Yeah, let's do it, I guess.
Depending on how cold the water is.
In this
Shrinkage.
case, it's irradiated, so yeah, not so cool.
Okay. Do we want to be a little more tactical this time and not just blundering?
Instead of tactical.
Yeah. I don't know why we do any of that. Just head first in.
Like, what attacked you guys?
Androids.
Oh, shit, I hate those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty tough too.
I think we only took down like 2 out of 7 or 8 of them.
It's
So,
not even satisfying to kill them. They're just like, eh.
yeah.
Yeah, man, that one just absorbed like 100 points of damage, and it's like, all right,
Yeah, since it takes forever, they use all our batteries, damn it.
exactly.
All right. So would you say you got half of them?
We got one.
Yeah. Well, we took the leader out.
Well,
You guys flagged the leader.
Hoping maybe there was only 2.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a
like
bunch.
7 or 8.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the plan?
Are there any buildings in the area that look like they used to be an armory?
No.
That tank would be nice right about now.
Any 2-story buildings where we could get like a height advantage or anything like that?
A real challenge is they have surveillance, right?
Yeah.
That's our biggest problem.
Especially when we can't take them out that easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we could surveil from a higher story or something like that, and sort of get our own view of what's going on and send a leading like a scout party out ahead.
I mean, if we had more time, we could build like tiger traps and shit like that.
Well, we could do that too.
Lead them into ambushes and traps.
Wolverines!
I'm
Yeah.
just thinking you'd keep an eye on me when I go into one of these places.
Maybe
how
we
many?
could go back up to where the batters were and look down and see if we can find the proper roads and auto duel, so we can find those weapon systems found on some vehicles.
How are we doing for power packs? I got 3.
You guys really want to grab the Car Wars rules?
Yeah, or Clayorama, either one, whichever.
We recovered a few extra packs from the androids we destroyed. I think you've got 4 more.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we got a little bit of firepower on them, anyways.
And I've got 8 on my sheet right at this moment, but
All right.
my Mark 7 blaster rifle
Takes
takes
2.
2 charges per shot. Correct. But I can trade off a couple or hand off a couple. If
Does it
anybody
hit like a
needs.
truck?
I hope so.
8D8 or 8D6, something like that.
Yeah.
Did anybody get punched or otherwise struck by these guys? I mean, this isn't the first time that we've encountered them, but I'm trying to think if close quarters is better with the vibro equipment.
Well, it got Jimmy Dodger killed, but he only had 1 hit point when he was trying it.
And he charged.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't close in close enough, but it seems like return on investment and TCF and ROI would be better with the vibroblade.
Yeah, even when I hit, I wasn't doing that much damage. It was close.
Yeah.
Right.
But with the pistol, it's much less, right? You lose a whole...
Well, we better talk
Right.
and walk before something
Yeah.
comes out of nowhere.
Okay, but that's the way it works. Sock mob. Standing on the corner minding my own business.
Yeah.
And suddenly... Yeah.
Bill's dealing with chat. We got time.
Keep talking!
Keep talking. I'm rolling D6s.
All right.
See, an hour has gone by since you met your new little friend. He says, stranger to the city I am. Know my way around. I do not.
So you'll fit right in. Can you shoot straight, or are you more on the other side of the force? Like us.
I can pack a strap if necessary. A cap I will bust if I have to.
Well, let's go, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Lead on, guys. Where did these androids kick your asses?
Well, they found us last time, right?
Yeah.
And they ran away to somewhere we didn't follow. So I think if we're gonna have to do a similar thing. Let them see us in there. They're obviously gonna be pissed at us.
Yeah.
Because, but yeah, let's just go down in the areas where we know those surveillance cameras are and find a good place to hole up.
It'll be a battle of attrition, slow and steady.
Sounds like a plan.
It's terrible, but
It's a plan nonetheless.
Wait, I've got an idea. It's terrible, but
exactly.
Better than what I
Got a
got.
better plan. Well, no? Okay, we'll go with my horrible plan then.
All right, I guess we'll head back toward the scene of the crime.
We'll be spotting and looking for surveillance cameras as we go.
Were these androids the ones guarding the wall? Like, what's going on with these guys? Are these the ones keeping us on this side?
You have no idea.
Yeah, they came to us in a
They
vehicle.
sounded a lot like the ones.
What were you guys doing when they came to you?
Standing on the corner minding our own business. Literally. We were shooting their surveillance cameras.
Aha.
And that pissed them off, I guess.
Yeah, we were pounding on them too. What I'm going to try as we move from here on out, really, to scan the area with my blaster rifle, always at the ready.
Well,
Yeah, and I'll
paying
use
close
my
attention.
ultravision so I
Look
can
for some
see
more-
if it's, the cameras are broadcasting. That should be something I should see.
Try to find another camera / weather station, because busting stuff's fun, Marge.
Do we want to bury Jimmy Dodger's body since we drug it halfway back to the car?
Let's just leave him in the trunk. We can bury him in a little bit, right?
Does
Okay.
he have any clothes to get to them flying dudes? Maybe they'll help us out.
I don't think we've seen any in a while, have we? It's been a while.
We haven't. The Yexel? Yeah, I don't think we've seen any of those recently. He does, one thing to note is he does have that device that makes robots go stupid.
Yeah.
I
don't
know
know
it doesn't work on androids, but
Yeah.
it might be useful for somebody to bring.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. I thought we checked that out for some reason.
Yeah. I thought you grabbed it, or didn't you grab it last time?
Yeah, but we've been doing other stuff, so I didn't write it on my sheet. I was holding
Okay.
it for somebody.
Do we want to take a second to learn it?
I'm the worst possible person to learn stuff because I don't have any sensory nerve endings.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I got an 18
Christopher can do
intelligence.
it. Yeah, I
Yeah, I'll
got
hand
a,
it to somebody
14.
more suited.
Okay. I guess I'll start trying to figure out that rod.
Okay. Yeah, you never really saw like Jamie never really sat down and gave you a crash course in how to use the control stick. So I guess let's see. I guess give me a D10 roll to open up with. And you're
Remember
high
your
in
minuses, right? You got minus
I got a
two?
-3 for
Oh,
my
shit.
intelligence, so that's
Nice.
that's a -1.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh yeah, well clearly this is the power button. Roll again.
That's a 2.
Sweet.
Okay, and yeah, you know how to access the individual control matrices. So this is a fairly complex device. This is not, exactly. It's not like a gun. Just point it and click. There's several different types of machine intelligences that you can potentially impact with this. So why don't you go ahead and give me another roll there.
0.
A 0. Okay, yeah. You're like, all right, yeah. I think I pretty much got this. By the way, it is called a control baton.
Okay.
Nice.
Just in case you're wondering, it is called a control baton.
At least you figured out the name of the damn thing.
And it's worn down, but it is fairly faintly painted on the side.
Okay.
Mechanical control baton. Let me see. At least one more roll.
Okay. Ooh, that's another -1.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't make this thing malfunction to the point where it hurts one of you. That would be hilarious.
Could explode.
Take that, referee.
Ow! All right, come on. Where is that? Well, roll again. You're getting the hang of it.
D10.
Big money.
I won.
Put him on the back. Hope I don't scare the shit out of him.
Yeah. All right. Yep, that finishes it off. Yeah, you've got a hang of it.
Okay. Okay, I kind of twirl it a little bit. I think I got a handle on this thing.
Yeah. I mean, do you think it works on Androids? We couldn't get it to work on Androids.
I shrug. It might. I don't know. If I push this button and I push this button and twist this knob, sure, maybe it might work. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there.
I have a lot more faith that we'll figure it out now. Let me tell you, that dead guy wasn't too bright.
Damn. Just want to apologize right now to Todd.
Well, Todd, now, maybe he's bright, but Jamie Dodgers wasn't.
Okay. I guess we'll hoof it back towards the location where we got trounced.
Yep.
All right, so you mosey back in that direction, and that's about an hour's walking. So let's see. Just got a PM from a friend. Apparently, EN World Publishing is releasing a 5e book called The Dungeon Delver's Guide. What do you think?
Yeah.
Should I sue you guys?
Damn straight.
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw there's a whole company now releasing a line of Dungeon Delver modules that I forgot to point out to you that I came across the other day.
Oh, well. Just a quick Googling.
Better
Well-
sue them before they sue you. And all of a sudden, you got to change your name.
They're
Why
the ones that have to change their name. They're the one that sucks.
They're the one that suck. Exactly. They're the ones that suck.
I thought Morris or whatever had also set up a whole 5e for Win 6e, to pull like a Pathfinder or something like that. But I didn't dig any deeper.
Yeah, no idea and no care.
Same.
Again, it's just a simple matter of pointing and saying, "Look, sorry, no, I've been here since 2000." So
I don't know. Wasn't it the what was the name of that band? The country band. They changed their name because the Antebellum thing, whatever.
no idea.
Lady Antebellum or whatever. They changed their name to Lady something, and there was a black woman down in Georgia who was using that for 20 years. They sued her for the rights to the name.
Oh no, yeah, you're talking about the psychic, right?
I don't think she was a psychic. I thought she was a musician.
Hey, there's no such thing as psychics.
I think it was Lady Antebellum. I think was the
They're
band.
mediums.
I predict that there will be comments in the comment section.
Yeah,
Hey, that's what we want, right?
Lady A. TJ. Thank you, TJ. That was Lady A. Is the name of the person who they sued to get the rights to the name.
well, again, I'm not really super worried about it. I know some attorneys, so
It's probably not going to come up, to be honest,
Probably won't.
unless you want it to come up. So
yeah.
Plus, you're actually smart and creative, so you could always come up with a new name and roll with that. These people are stuck with whatever they stole. That's my 2 cents.
Okay, so as you guys are walking along, you hear kind of a humming noise approaching from the southwest. You haven't quite gotten into the cleared out sections.
Take cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So let's-
Trees, big things, rocks, boulders,
Half walls, half
half walls.
buildings.
Where was
Yeah.
that half wall? Where's it? Why is there never one around when you need one?
I'm gonna pull my laser pistol out and keep one hand on that control rod just in case it's some sort of a robot or something.
Yep.
Yeah, since I'm like wary, since these guys had their asses handed to them, I got the laser rifle out.
Okay, so as you are, let's roll initiative. Let's just see how fast you guys are reacting here. We'll start with James. Just a d6, please.
I got a 3.
Okay, yeah, you guys managed to find cover, and this sort of vehicle that goes on long. Well, actually, it's hovering. It's flying right now. There's some there's some devices on it that you don't completely understand, but it is it's approximately 3 meters wide, 6 meters long, and 1.5 meters high. There's a low platform in the front, and piled up in the middle back area of it is just heaps of detritus and whatnot. Just rubble, piles of brick, dust, broken lengths of pipe. Just all appears to have been loaded on there, and it is gliding along. It's going fairly slowly because the streets are narrow for it, but it is also moving. So it's coming from the southwest, and it moves up near the intersection where you guys are. A swiveling half sphere atop the front portion it rotates so that a flat, shining glass port looks down each road, and then it turns and proceeds to go due east.
Does it appear to be manned? Can I see if there's like people in the bubble, or does it look like it's an automaton?
You didn't see any people on it, and it didn't appear to have any windows anywhere. The equipment in the front, where you saw the dome-shaped thing turning around, was big enough that a person could have been in it.
I just didn't see anybody. Okay.
You did not see anybody.
Let's follow it.
At least somebody's cleaning the town up.
Well, do we want to follow it? I mean, could be
Well,
deadly.
At least we'll know where their base is.
Well, that's true. Can we follow it along in amongst the rubble, staying out of sight?
Like, how fast was it going?
It's going about maybe 20 kilometers an hour. So keeping up with it is a bit of an ask.
Well, all we have to do is keep it in sight.
Okay. All right, but it periodically does stop at streets and side streets. It comes to one, and it turns north. That's left for you guys. And when it turns north, it turns up it turns up a street that you can't see where it went. So you'll have to get to that point, after which it's probably got some time. It's probably got some room to maneuver.
Wonder what it was going to do with all that recycled junk.
Probably build more androids.
Ugh.
It's the problem
Why
with
does it
these
always
things.
have to be androids?
Cyberdyne all over again.
Do we need to follow it? I mean, are we following it to find somebody, or are we just following it because it's going somewhere and maybe it's somewhere interesting?
Does it appear to be going toward the center of the city, or is it just kind of randomly going around?
You can't tell for sure. Jimmy Invictus wants a death machine sicked on him. I mean, if you're absolutely dead set on that happening, you know what to do.
That's at least $50.
Don't do it.
Oh no! That's 3 figures for a death machine. I wouldn't do that to you guys. All right, so you move up, you move along, and yeah, it has vanished down a side street. Do you follow it to the side street and look down?
Yeah, totally run up to it, like, but without like running around the corner. We're just like look around the corner. You know? What I mean?
No, I got you. I got you. You're peeking around the corner.
Yeah.
Almost like a line was drawn with a straight edge. When you get to that corner and look down, the streets are conspicuously clean. It is much as you saw the other area of town. There are still ruined buildings, but everything seems to have been picked clean of even little motes of dust and grime. You see the transport is cruising on down the street. Who's peeking around the corner, please?
I guess that'd be me. I said it.
Give me a D20 roll.
Milo. That's a 19.
Okay. Well, you are not surprised when you see this thing go far enough down that it goes through a checkpoint where there are a couple of androids manning heavy weapons. They apparently did not see you in time for you to duck back. Greetings, Dungeon Minister.
Hey.
I tell the guys, I'm like, I've seen a couple of those android thingies you were talking about. Like, are they like, do they have human skin? Or are they like robots?
They look like real humans. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get a very good look. This was more than a couple. It's about 100 meters, maybe a couple 100 meters down. But they don't appear to have noticed you.
All right, and you said there was 2 of them?
Yes.
All right. So I tell the guys that there's 2 of them down there, and I'm figuring, okay, we need to plan.
Yeah. Well, they don't know us, so that's actually, we're better off than we were last time. And unlike humans, every android I've met is an asshole.
So
I do not feel bad.
Unlike humans, well, just travel back in time about 500 years.
You'll meet plenty of them.
Beyond that checkpoint, like, are we talking like a gate with like one on each side, or a little like booth where they're hanging out in, or like, and if so, what's on the other side of the gate? Like, what is it guarding? Like, was there some sort of a building back there? All right, I want to get up on top of the building that I'm beside and scout.
Okay.
Closer look.
Okay, so we'll just give you a basic percentile chance here. Yeah, you're able to climb up the side of the building. There's enough uneven bits of cement that you can make it up the building. It is a 3-story building. Let's see. But are you spotted? If you're spotted, they make no reaction.
All right. I guess. Do I see any video cameras or whatever those guys were talking about?
I'll look around and see if I can find some as well.
Surveillance.
Okay.
He's up the
Any
building,
pipe?
so we're not together. But
There don't appear to be any.
Okay, well then I keep climbing.
Jimmy's asking if these are humanoid robots or Blade Runner-y replicants. Kind of in between. Think Ash from Alien.
so they're milky. Okay.
Gross.
That is gross, actually.
I can't believe they wasted that much milk. But since I don't drink it, that's okay. Once he does his surveillance, I think we should approach. We should, 'cause maybe there's only a few.
Yeah,
We might
look,
actually have a
man,
chance.
I just need to know one thing.
Where they are?
Where they are.
Well, they're about 200 meters down the street.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
so
then to shoot. How about
when I get to the top and I'm looking further down the road, like, is there any kind of big building behind that checkpoint gate? Is it just another more clean street?
More clean streets, but there does appear to be maybe 50 meters behind them an intact structure of some kind.
All right. They definitely found their base, so I guess
Definitely. You're
yeah.
sure about that?
Without yelling down, I tell them off the edge of the building that if they want to proceed, but I'm gonna give them supporting and cover fire from the roof.
Now we're talking.
There are plenty of stuff we can stealthily make our way forward towards these guys, or is there like a big gap between where we're at and where they're positioned?
I'm sorry, say again, James.
Are there enough obstacles that we could stealthily move up close to them, or do they have a big area?
The street is cleaned. In fact, just opposite the building that you're scouting from, there is no building. There's just smoothed off foundation.
Okay, so it's just like a wide open 200-meter span there between where we're at and where the robots are, or the ambulance.
The street is clear, and there, as I said, there is no building on your left immediately after the building that you're scouting from, but there still are buildings. There still are buildings.
Okay, are they? Can we use them to sneak up to the checkpoint?
You can try. You can certainly try to move stealthily that way.
Okay. Do you guys want me to get close and try that rod on them, or do you want me to? Or we just got to up there?
I think you'd need some backup either way.
Well, yeah,
I think two of us
we
take.
got Milo on the rooftops. So
You guys go
Yeah,
up.
I think two of us
Try
take
that.
the
If
rooftops.
it doesn't work, you can run back down, and then I can take them out from the roof.
Well, how about Milo and Barango take rooftops?
Okay.
All right.
Those in directions, cover us, and we'll take point.
We'll
Yep.
move forward.
If we do that, though, maybe you should toss me that healer.
Okay,
I'm a little banged up.
for sure.
Okay. I guess that's the plan. Now that we've got one.
Guess I'll start climbing up.
Yeah, we'll
Can
wait till Barango gets up top before we move out.
I can switch hydrogen cells, right? Like right now, I've got a hydrogen cell with 2 charges, but I can just take that out and it'll maintain 2 charges, right? And I can switch
Yes.
to a full clip, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's what I'll do.
Kind of like if you got a double barrel shotgun and you rip one off, you can put a single shell back in.
Right.
Okay, once everybody's in position, I guess we'll start sneaking forward.
Okay. Now it is still full light of day, and
That's just the way we like it.
so just so we're clear, Numbers and Milo are going up on the up on the rooftop.
Barango and Milo.
Okay, Numbers and Barongo are up on the roof.
No,
Um,
Barango and Milo are on.
Barongo and
Milo-
I thought it was
Who's
okay.
on first?
Exactly. Okay, so those of you moving along the street,
Hi.
The androids are standing there just stock still. They're not chatting. They're not leaning casually against a bit. They have zero affect as they're just looking down the street.
Like not moving at all.
No fidgeting, nothing.
No fidgeting, nothing, because they're androids and they don't have to do that. That they don't have to do human-like affects when there's no humans around, except.
Yeah, let's build a rabbit. That's a great
Haven't
idea.
got to pick the nose upgrade yet.
Yeah.
Except one of them stops and looks down the street in your general direction and calls out, "Who's there? Raise your hands and come forward."
How far away are we?
You got about halfway down.
So about 100, somewhere in
300
that
feet.
range.
So they're about 100 yards away.
Yeah.
300
100
feet.
meters, whatever.
I have a good line of sight on them.
Oh yeah. You can see them from up there.
Right. So they're focusing that laser, like super focused vision on us, and they
Darn
can
straight.
see us. Man, I ain't coming forward with my hands up. I don't know about you guys.
Well, I'm wondering if I can't just march right up in front of them and try that rod right, first of all.
Yeah, I'd try that, and I'm gonna blast the hell out of them too. I'm healed up, and I'm well.
You try
already
your
ready to
rod, I'll
make
try
some
mine.
I still got
Yeah,
my,
there's
I
enough
still got my
places I
laser
can
pistol
run
at
off
hand.
to with
It's
the-
ready to go. So
Spread the
that's the way
rod,
I look
spoil
at
the
it.
android.
No shit.
I'm gonna just march on up the street then, right toward them.
Let's do it.
Okay. You step out. And they immediately raise their weapons and point them at you.
Okay.
Advance to the perimeter for orderly disposal.
I'll look for a perimeter.
Well, they seem to be standing at at a barrier of some kind that's been put up. It's like ancient Jersey barrier.
Okay. How close can I get before I get to that barrier? Is it like 10 yards in front of them?
No, it's what they're standing at.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll get within. I don't know what. What do you guys think? 20 yards, 30 yards?
Yeah.
Yeah. 60
Yeah.
feet, 90 feet. Yes.
Okay.
Right, and I'm gonna follow your lead off to your left or whatever, glancing
Okay.
at you to see if I see anything. Like if you show me it's go time, I raise my laser rifle, my blaster rifle. And attack.
Okay.
How far?
I'll hold up. I'm sorry to be long-winded. I'll hold up my left hand a little bit and lower the blaster a little bit in my right hand as we approach, as if to
Okay.
kind of,
All right. When I get up close enough, I guess I will trigger the rod and tell them to stand down.
They do not. One of them shoulders his long weapon and withdraws something from inside of his tunic. It looks like another kind of weapon. Quick and painless euthanasia. Approach the barrier.
I'll try the rod one more time and say, I am
Well-
human. I'm telling you to stand down.
No.
What do you mean by euthanasia?
Kind of looks at you curiously and says, "That is a robotic control unit. It does not work on synthetic persons."
Stuff it back in my belt.
If it bleeds, we kill it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go.
One of them now kinds of looks at where you are, Numbers, and says, since you asked, your life functions will be brought to cessation.
Ah, yeah, sweet. I want that to happen anyway, but I want to be the one responsible for it.
How far is Milo and Barongo from these guys? Well, can we see them?
Yes, you can.
And how far are they?
You're about 200 meters.
Okay, so it's still effectively short range for a rifle, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Where are we at? Declarations?
I guess so.
Yes, let's go ahead and do declarations. They are offering to put you guys to sleep.
They're so nice with that, you know. Like,
They don't seem they like genuinely do not seem cruel. They just have a very efficient method by which they wish to make you unalive.
Okay.
I feel like I just went to the
freaking
is there
AI.
anything we could take cover behind in this vicinity?
Let's see. There is an open doorway on the left-hand side of the street, close to where Numbers is standing.
Okay. Well, I guess what I'm going to do is take a shot with my pistol and start heading for that door as fast as I can go.
Okay, and how about Numbers?
Yeah, I want to left shoulder up against something behind the corner if possible, and
Okay.
shoot out from the right side of it. I'm gonna blast these guys.
Okay. What are Barongo and Milo doing?
Milo's taking a shot at either or.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to shoot at one.
Probably the one on my side.
Yeah, I'll shoot
Okay.
the left one. He'll shoot the right one.
Then why don't you go ahead and roll initiative for us, Doomsword?
All righty, let's go. 5.
It is an initiative tie. Everything is happening at once. So even if you get hit, I'll roll. You guys will still get an attack. So let's see. Wow, that is such a miss. They're surprised by the sudden crack of energy weapons around them. 2 4s. I rolled 2 4s on you guys on the street. So they miss. Take your shots and duck and cover.
I got a 5.
All right, come on. Oh, I got an 18.
Ooh.
That's a hit.
Yeah, with that Mark 7 blaster rifle. It's my lucky day so far.
Yeah.
It is your lucky day. What is that? 8d6?
8d6. Let me gather those up. I'm going to roll 4 twice here, right? So that's 8, 9, 12, and 15, 27.
Let me just double check the damage on that. That is 8d6. Yeah, he kind of recoils a little bit. You burn away a good portion of his of his clothing on his upper torso, and there's you can see that wet, sort of moist plasticine muscle stuff sort of bubble and blister as the synthetic flesh burns away on his chest.
And I'm remembering how tough these guys are now.
Yeah. All right. Those of you up on the rooftops, click, click, click.
All right. Pew pew. 17 to hit. That's the laser rifle, which is a weapon class 3, I do believe.
No, it's 13.
It's a hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
And the laser rifle is 6d6.
Sure is. 6, 8, 10, 16, 21.
I rolled a 17 as well.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Boys.
You guys are lighting them up. Okay. Roll your damage.
All right. In the channel.
Are you guys focusing on one, or are you spreading your shots out, or what are you doing?
I'm shooting the one that Milo's not shooting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know which the other guys are shooting.
Okay. Was Milo shooting at the one that numbers hit?
I was shooting in the one on the right, if that's the one that numbers hit. Yeah.
No, he was shooting at the one on the left. So you
right.
were shooting at the one on the left. So okay.
He's the one shooting the one that numbers hit then.
Yep. And I rolled terribly. I did 13 points of damage.
Okay. So they're kind of nicked up. You guys duck into the building.
Nicked up.
What are you doing in the next round?
Like I
What are
say,
they-
I was running toward the doorway and taking cover.
Well, I'm going to blast them again. What are they doing?
They are raising their weapons. They are going to continue to shoot at you, at least you think.
I'm going to try to maintain some form of cover and continue fire.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and roll initiative, and I think it is Milo's turn.
I got a 5.
Sweet.
Nice.
It is another tie.
Oh, man.
All right. So it is a miss and a miss. I've rolled 4, 4, 3, 6 with this damn D20.
You
they are-
paid for those ties.
Blazing around trying to hit you. Counterfire.
There's a price, barbarian.
Yeah, don't say that because anyway.
Can Chris take a shot after?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, you guys are undercover and firing back. They're firing at you.
That's an 8.
That will miss.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to shoot for the same one I shot at before. That's a 12 to hit.
Oh, I hate the edge cases. Okay. I think the 12 is going to miss, unfortunately, though. Let's see. What weapon class is it? It's a 13?
Yep.
13.
13, and let's see. No, even with the cover he's getting in the range, yeah, you zap him.
Nice. 10, 14, 18, 20, another 21.
You hit it with 21 and then 21, and that was the same one that Numbers had been shooting at?
Nope.
Okay.
The other one.
All right. So, yeah, you've done a lot of damage to it. Who's next?
Yeah, I'll take my shot.
All right.
I rolled off the table. Yeah, that's a 6.
Ooh.
Yeah, 6 is not going to get it.
All right. Rongo shot. He got a 20 to hit
Good God.
Sweet.
and 20 damage.
Awesome.
Okay, and was that the one that Numbers shot, or was
That's
that the other one?
Yes. It's Numbers
Okay.
target. Yep.
All right, so you guys are blazing away when out of your backpack you hear, get me shot, do not, please. As
Last time you showed up.
Bogo Jorts joins the party.
Why don't you flip out of that bag and go chop some stuff or whatever?
Give him a lightsaber.
Get all jiggy with it, you freaking.
Hey, that's what caused Duel of the Fates to start playing. Yeah, it did, didn't it? I said it did, didn't it?
So I'm looking on my character sheet. You know, he doesn't have any weapons at all.
No, he does not. So ducking and not getting shot this round would probably be on your first list of things to do.
But
Come on,
does
man.
he really? But would he really have to duck though?
Yeah, if he ducked any further, he'd be underground.
Right?
Yeah, burrow, exactly.
Okay, so it is then that Bogo Jorts wakes up, and the rest of you. So we'll just start at the top. Christopher, what are you doing? You have a couple of androids across the street from you there.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch over to my rifle this time and take a shot with it.
All right, Numbers continuing to blaze away.
Oh yeah, I'm killing these things.
They're looking worse for the wear. Milo and Barongo are continuing your sniper fire.
Yeah, I
That's
want
right.
to try to take the head off the one I've been shooting at.
Okay. Then how about what? Bogo is just woken up in
See his red eye
someone's
looking back at me from my
in someone's backpack. What is Bogo Jorts doing in this round?
What is it that we're fighting?
Two androids on a street.
Bogo will take a round to gather himself, and then next round he's going to try to go over and ride one.
Okay. Two androids were walking down the Strasse and one was assaulted. Android. All right, let's roll initiative. Milo, give me a D6 roll.
Mobius.
Milo.
I'm here.
Roll initiative, please.
I thought I did that last time. 6.
You're doing it again. Party goes first. Take your shots.
Nice roll, at least.
Got an 8.
That will miss.
Milo also got a 9.
That will miss.
All right, I'll roll. Oh, I got a 1. Come
Click,
on.
click, click. All right, counterfire.
I rolled a 7, so failure.
All right, so one of you is hit. Let's see. We'll just use a D4 because that's all you can see right now. That is going to be a lot of hurt. That is on Christopher. Totally random. So let's see. That is 4. You take 26 points of damage from the blaster bolt.
That go.
Man, I'm going to have to play my X card if
Zopped.
I keep this up.
Okay.
All right. So, new round. Christopher, you going to return fire in the next round?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot the one that shot me.
All right. Numbers, same.
I'm going to hit this time.
All right. Milo and Barongo.
I am also going to hit this time.
And what about Bogo?
Bogo is going to attempt to circle around back of one, climb up its back, and play with the wiring.
Okay, so you realize you're scampering out into the street in the middle of a firefight.
Yeah.
Okay.
With his
All right.
carapace.
With your carapace. That's right. So
Carapace
let's
and
see.
shield. Yeah, he's got the shield too.
Carapace and force field. That's right. So Kevin, roll a D6 for us. I know what the robots are about to do.
Oh, sounds like the
I
heat's
got a
off
3.
us, boys.
Okay. They see, Bogo Jorts roll out, and one of them. Now they don't say anything to each other, but over their like short range communications, it thinks, it's some kind of attack drone. Shoot it. Let's see. So you're in carapace armor, correct? And what is Bogo's dexterity?
Bogo's dexterity is 13.
13. Okay, and you have carapace armor, which gives you
AC of 4.
AC of 4. All right.
Use your force field, Bogo.
So you are hit. Now, how much does your force field absorb?
The force field, I'm looking on my paper.
I think it does 5 dice of damage, I think is what it protects against.
Yeah. Now, is that 5d6 of damage?
Just 5 dice, whatever the die.
Yeah, it's 5d6.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, And where is my other board ship? Blah, blah, blah. There it is. Here we go, baby.
And then it
Come on,
powers back
man.
up again, though, doesn't it?
Bogo needs a new
it's-
pair of shoes, baby.
No, it goes down after it absorbs the maximum.
Oh yeah.
10 and 6 is 16. 17 and 3 is 20.
Wow. Okay, so your force field stops the laser bolt. So it just twing. Does Bogo hold his hand up and deflect it?
Absolutely, he does.
Bum, 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 bum.
Put Bogo in corner, no one does.
And in case you're you folks sitting at home are wondering, no, we're not playing D6 Star Wars. We may do that one day. We may have a Let's Play Star Wars someday.
We should.
Okay, so Bogo deflects the blaster bolts, the laser bolts. Did you guys already shoot? Did you win initiative?
I think you got initiative that round.
We got a 3.
Oh,
So-
that's right. Yeah, I got a 6. So yeah, they shot at. Well, they both blasted away at the attack drone on the ground. So Bogo, give me a D20 roll because you're trying to grapple with one of these androids.
Right. Here we go.
This is physical attack matrix. How many hit
Roll.
dice do you have?
You can do it.
I have a con of 14, so that would be 14 hit dice, right?
Wow. Yes, it would.
So I'm rolling a d20,
You're rolling a D20.
Come on, man.
and Bogo Jorts rolled a heroic 4.
Yeah, he steps aside when you leap at him. He just kind of moves aside.
Man.
Bogo makes noises that y'all know he's cussing.
I said, androids, stop it now. Okay. Return fire. James, do something terrible to them.
I did something terrible. I got a 5. This dice roller hates me.
No, I said do something terrible to them. Don't do something terribly.
Man.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot at the one I was shooting at before. Hopefully I
Come
don't
on,
miss
man.
again. That's a 19 to hit. That should be
That
Nice.
will absolutely hit.
Ooh, good damage.
8, 10, 15 points.
Nice.
15. Okay, that one keels over.
Oh, about time.
I'm gonna continue shooting on the guy that I was shooting at, and man, I better hit 18. Sweet.
Maybe Bogo can get that one now that
Absolutely,
it's not moving.
It's gonna be 8d6. The first 4 is 12, and nice. The second 4 is 17, so 29 points.
Okay, you end it. You just like it's a good portion of its midsection just disappears in a burst of colloidal steam and molten plastic and silicon tears as you lean on that firing stud. Bop!
I love the smell of silicon tears in the afternoon.
So yeah, all of its various piping and tubing that you didn't just delete on kind of uncoils as its two halves hit.
Now
the
that I got a
ground,
moment to
probably.
take a look around, I want to look at that building that's 50 meters down the way there and see if anything's coming out of it.
No, nothing is coming out of it. The building is cylindrical. It looks like at some point it might have been all windows, but it is now all sheets of metal.
They metaled it up.
Metal.
Chris is going to go
Hell
check
yeah, metal.
androids and see what they've got on them.
Each android has the aforementioned weapons, laser rifles, and each has one additional charge, basically.
Okay.
ODM,
Yes.
I have a question.
I have an answer for you.
Would it be possible for BOGO to hotwire one of these androids to, kind of drive around a little bit like a mech?
No. No, it is not.
You
There's-
just turn it back on, it would try to kill us again.
There's parts of it that are bioplastic, and much of that has been melted and burned away by blaster fire. If this was a simple robot, I might give you a chance, but in this particular case, I have to be a spoil sport. So no.
Okay. There will be other robots for me to
There will be.
monetize.
There is another.
Do
So
you like how I set you up for that?
yeah. Thank you. Okay, so amazingly, nothing comes running or rolling or flying or crawling on treads or anything like that after you just shot up a couple of guardian androids.
Sentries, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was kind of hoping maybe a few more would come out and we wouldn't have to go in.
There's nothing else of interest here. I mean, just the corpses, so to speak, of these androids.
The perfectly clean streets. We just made it garbage. No, nothing's coming to clean it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, general alarm sounds. The street has been dirtied.
A giant disc-shaped robot comes out.
Okay, can I check out the building? Like, is there like stairs leading down? Is there a door on the roof, and so I don't have to climb down the outside? Like I climbed up the outside of the building. I want to go down through the inside of the building.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough protuberances and whatnot. It should be a fairly simple climb. Yeah, you can parkour down that sucker, no problem.
Looking around, I don't see nothing of value or interest.
No.
Bummer.
Flakes of paint on the walls here. That's about it.
Now, if you eat paint,
Not for a while, but
Yeah, I'll climb down the way I come up. I'm not going to chance it.
lead-based paint's the best.
Yeah, that's not a problem. So both of you climb down without any issues.
All right, now what, boys?
Yeah. Do we want to check out the tower, or do we want to?
Mm-hmm.
BOGO turns around feeling very full of himself because his plan worked like a charm and says, "Check the tower, I will."
Do we
He
see
just
where that
goes-
other
Just
vehicle,
goes bounding
whatever,
off.
the other vehicle that we were following? Did we see where it disappeared into? Or?
No, it is gone. It is gone.
Okay, I guess
and
we're
Bogo
following
George just ran down the road or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bogo Jorts is jogging straight up the road towards the building.
Like a boss.
What do we do with this guy? Should I follow him? Should we follow him?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to. I'm going to pitch one of those charges from the rifles over to Numbers. Since he goes through them pretty quick.
Appreciate it.
Does anybody else need another rifle?
No, but we
I-
can
I
use it
already
in our complex compound.
I strapped one onto my back, so somebody else can have another one.
I'll grab one as I pass when I get to it.
Okay. So you're approaching the building. As you get closer to the building, there is an audible
Retreat.
like humming sound. Not like rising to a keening noise like something is charging up, just a steady hum that seems to kind of fill the air. And that's when you're about 10 meters from the building. Now, as close as you are, you can see that the road that you're on, it goes up to the edge of the building and then turns and goes straight down. Well, not say it goes down at an angle, I should say. Not say it's, no, it
Parking garage.
slopes down.
Angle?
Possibly.
Okay.
Do we see anything moving around down there?
Not at a glance, no.
No lights on or nothing.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So it's dark down there?
Yes.
Oh, this is tailor made for BOGO, baby. I got infrared vision. I'm hulked out.
Well, you go first.
Yeah. BOGO stealthily, like a ninja, starts to creep down, and he turns back to the group and says, "Shh, noise you do not make," and then turns back around and creeps in.
Yeah, his little feet are like clump, 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 clump as he's going down. Okay, so there is an expanse of flat, what you presume is concrete, just zigzagged everywhere with shapes that you think are probably cables. Occasionally there are open spots on the floor that look big enough for a ground transport to sit on.
Hey, it's like our old base.
Yeah.
We've seen this before. I don't know. Do we want to go down? Can we go up instead of down in this building?
You'll have to go further into the building to find that out.
Chris is looking around for any of those weird eye things that we destroyed the last time.
Actually, no, you don't see any.
None at all. Okay.
All right.
Guys, what are we doing?
Send the midget down.
I'll stop him for a second. Bogo, come here. I'm probably going to regret this, but I pull out one of the vibro blades that I've got on my belt, and I'll show him how to operate it.
Okay.
And I'll say, "You might need this."
Now, am I big enough to handle a vibro blade?
It's like a two-handed sword. I mean, it is literally like you are swinging a greatsword around, but yes, you can.
Braveheart I am.
Now all you got to do is learn acrobatics, and you can start doing the little flip maneuvers.
Actually, I do have a question. Since my carapace, does that allow me to roll up like an armadillo and just roll?
No, you got to walk. Sorry.
Okay. I'm just testing this stuff out. So I will stealthily make my little sexy legs sneak in.
Okay, as I said, the place is a maze of strung cabling. You have to duck under. I mean, the places you're going and dipping under and around and so forth, your friends are never going to be able to get if you want a direct route.
Bummer.
If you want to follow where they might be able to go, it'll take you a while of wending your way through.
All right, I'll come back and tell them what all I've seen.
Okay. Yeah, a labyrinth of cables strung between very thick pillars that appear to be made of the stone of the ancients.
It's basically impassable for us.
Well,
crawl on your bellies, you can.
Well, what are we doing, guys? We're going to go up in the tower, or what are we going to do?
Yeah, man. I guess we're going down the tower, aren't we?
I thought that was the down. I'm sorry.
I guess we're going. That's why I said send the midget first, since he can see in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Whatever.
Same.
Yeah.
Follow
I'll
him.
follow.
And try to find some cover once we get in there, I guess.
Is there a yellow?
I mean, when it comes to places to hide, you are in a rich environment for that kind of behavior.
Bogo starts humming Mission Impossible to himself.
Okay.
And Captain Kirk rolling every chance he gets.
Okay, so you spend maybe literally because there you come up to well, this is impassable. It's just the cables are woven so tightly together. We got to turn around and go back. And there is a lot of belly crawling, even for Bogo.
Ooh.
There are spots where you have to lie flat and crawl under. Thank you, Robert Phillips. Bogo Jorts says sends $20. Bogo for president. Thank you. Who knows when or if I will ever get that from YouTube, but there we go.
Support that message, I do.
So, covered with dust and grime and filth, you finally come to a large pillar that has a couple of familiar looking doors in front of it. They're of a dully gleaming metal. And there is a panel to the right of small tiles arranged neatly in rows that go all the way up to 6 with the numbering on them.
Okay, I have another question. I'm sorry to keep bugging you with these questions.
No, that's okay.
So, Bogo, because he is awesome, his heightened intelligence, I get to subtract 2 to ID artifacts. Can I use that here to try to figure out how to use it to open the door?
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me a D10 roll.
Alrighty, here we go. Come on, Bogo, baby. Big money, no whammies, no whammies. I rolled a 9, so I subtract 2 from that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 7 total.
No idea.
Shiny they are. He just starts licking them.
Step aside, amateur. We just start hitting buttons. We want to do this systematically and go floor by floor. We know what an elevator is. We've got one at base.
Yeah. We had one.
Yeah, until we wrecked it.
I'm still quite upset about that.
It's the Big Bang elevator all over again.
Simply hit the first button. So
Okay, yeah. So hitting the buttons, you press all of them, and each one glows with a little orange light behind it until you hit the one marked 1, and the 2 metal doors slide open. And you're looking at a cubicle inside that is
Hopefully empty.
perhaps 2 meters in diameter. It is cylindrical. I said cubicle. It's a cylindrical.
All right. And it's empty?
Yes, it is empty.
I'm looking at the ceiling for any of those eyeball things.
No, there are none.
Okay.
Now, although up there near the ceiling, there's a couple of wires just kind of poking out of one corner.
Oh, somebody already grabbed it. All right, I guess
Yay.
enter.
Yep.
Slide on in.
Yeah.
Follow up.
Okay, there is a similar panel on the inside, and all of the numbers are lit up on it.
Hit the first one. The one marked 1.
Okay. A few moments pass. The
More
doors...
music?
No, there is not.
Oh.
Although the wires do spark a little. The doors slide shut. You kind of feel, your stomach's pitching a little bit. And they slide back open, and you are staring out into a pitch black area. You do not know what the dimensions of it are.
Can I light up my vibro blade and take a look around inside there? Does it cast much light?
You know what? We're going to go D&D magic sword route and say that it illuminates a 30-foot radius.
Awesome. What do we see?
Excuse me, 30 feet. A 10-meter radius around you. I forgot we're playing Gamma World and we have to use the communist measurement system.
We don't have to.
Okay. So around you, the floor here is bare. The walls are bare. There are openings to the left and right. And also directly in front of you, there are no doors.
What do you think, guys?
Number 2.
Oh, you got to go to the bathroom? Okay.
You should have thought of that before we left the Citadel.
I didn't have to go then.
I'm going to turn this damn building around.
I'll turn this adventure around, I swear it.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can hit number 2 and go on up or down or whichever direction we're
We
going.
can take a look at dark, empty floors later.
Yeah.
Okay. You push the button on there, and you notice that the 1 is no longer illuminated. So you push the button for number 2. A few moments pass. The doors slide shut. The wires spark a little bit. The cylindrical room you're in seems to rise again.
Bogo starts humming Little Old Lady from Ipanema.
Oh, no. I know. Girl from Ipanema is coming. Damn it.
The doors slide open.
I thought this was supposed to be in the future. This is the way the elevator is in my building.
It's been 72 years after nuclear war. You're astounded it works at all.
Yeah, no joke.
All right. So
We're going to get one of these robots for a maid at the base.
Make them like this no more, do they?
all right. The doors roll open. And here there is, much like what you saw below, the hallway is narrower, and there's only openings on the right and none directly in front of you. You see in the floor the little metallic stumps that look like they've been sheared off very near the floor. Otherwise,
Do we want to check out these openings on this floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Offensive, okay.
Low ready rifle here, just in case.
Okay. You explore for a bit, and the rooms on this level are almost all to the same lack of standard that the previous one was. It's kind of grubby and completely bare. You do see in one of the rooms that you're in, and it's not, you're in no danger of losing your way here, but in one of the rooms there are these vertical arrangements of metal that seem to be divided at different levels. And in the case of a couple of them, there are very obviously broken machines of the ancients that appear to be fixed in there somehow with wires and cables just dangling out of them.
Somebody stole all the damn video cards.
You found the server rack.
Bitcoin farmers! Well, let's take a look at them. We'll just look and see if there's anything of interest in their battery packs. Whatever.
You don't see anything like that, but you do notice that affixed to the side of one is perhaps a 2 centimeter by 1 centimeter metallic tag that has been affixed to the side somehow and engraved on it in the old language, which is also the current language for the most part. First, there's a long series of numbers, meaningless to you, but underneath that, it reads, State of North Carolina, Department of Civil Defense. You don't know what that means. You know what the word defense means, and you know what the word north means.
Nobody's
but what
civil.
a department, yeah.
So you look at it. Is it just? It's just plastic or paper or mix?
The whole box is metallic, and it's filled with just, because of their semi-broken state, unknowable devices.
How heavy is it? Or is
You have no idea. It is fixed in place. There's what looks like screws or bolts, perhaps, holding it in place.
Okay. This looks interesting. I don't know if it's worthwhile to take stuff out of here or just take the box.
Does it look heavy?
Well, it's mounted in this
Yeah.
bay thing, so I can't lift it.
Yeah, okay. Can I cut the brackets that it's being held down with my?
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just zit, and say, there you go.
Okay. So you've cut those.
Okay.
How heavy is the box?
It probably weighs 20 kilos.
In English, how much is that?
We need a wheelbarrow.
About 44 pounds.
It's freaking heavy.
It's kind of heavy too, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Kind of bulky too.
Yeah, it's about
Let Borgo George carry it.
Well, it's 19 inches wide.
that is exactly correct. I was trying to convert that mentally to centimeters.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, but
It is a 1U full rack.
okay. Crap. I like to take it, all of it, but I look in there and I see if there looks like there are parts that are detachable that aren't obviously broken.
You know what? Let's go ahead and make a roll there. Give me a D10.
Oh, shit. Here we go. I'm going
You
to jam
got
my
this,
hands
man.
through the
Come
motherboard.
All parts are detachable if you're determined enough.
Yeah.
And all of them smoke if you're determined enough. I got a 4. Actually, that's a 6 because I got a -2 or +2.
Yeah, no, it's box full of green plastic things.
Okay, I was like, I would like to take stuff out of this, but I can't do mechanical.
Do y'all
Or-
want
or
Bogo to
electrical.
check it out?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, if you could look and see if there's stuff in there that looks like it's safe or not broken, then maybe we could take just parts of it. I don't know if we'll be able to do anything with it, but maybe. Who knows?
Look it over, I will. Here we go. No whammies, Bogo. Oh, Bogo, you little piece of feces. Subtracting the 2, I roll. The total is 7.
Yeah, this is beyond your ken. This is not like an electric motor or a water pump or something like that. This is the heart of ancient technology.
Okay.
But Bogo leans real close and sticks his tongue out and touches it to one of the plastic things.
It tastes gritty.
Just need some peanut butter, and you'll have a smoked sausage MRE. So yeah, I guess. So is the tag? Is it detachable?
Once again, anything's detachable if you're determined enough.
I mean, it's attached to this box?
Yeah.
I just keep my eye on the elevator.
It's not riveted in place. In fact, like all property tags, it's sort of crooked and one corner is slightly bent up because it caught on somebody's khakis. I promise you.
So it's fixed to the box.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was like zip tied or some weird. It's damn.
Are there wires coming from the box going somewhere else that are still connected, or is it?
No, they're just hanging. Some of them are very clearly broken. Others have strange connections on the end of them, but none of them are connected to anything in particular. As far as the tag goes, it looks like you could maybe pry it up if you got something under it.
Before I do that, I'm gonna copy it.
Okay.
Into my book, right? Just to write what it is, and then I'll try to remove it. Actually, somebody that's skilled might be better at doing that.
I'll use my sword to try to slide it behind the panel, whatever the size it to.
Okay. Give me a D20 roll. Just don't roll a 1.
Watch me roll a 1.
Solves the problem real fast.
Oh, got a 20. How's that?
Oh yeah, slip, clink, and it's in the palm of your hand.
Okay.
Not even any adhesive residue on the back. You left the double-sided tape on the side of the server.
Nice.
Now,
No goo gone required.
Not a bit.
I have a bizarre question. This
Fire away.
box that is affixed into this rack.
Mm-hmm.
If Bogo were to light up his two-handed saber
Mm-hmm.
and cut like the top, in other words, just cut out the section that is bolted into, would it be a little bit easier for the big folks to carry it out?
It's still going to weigh like 20 kilograms, dude.
Now, what I'm hoping to do is take the tag, and then we're going to hide the box, right? So if somebody actually clues in on this, we can come back.
So let me see if I understand this. Let me see if the game master understands this. Your strategy is to screw with a 100-year dead IT property manager.
Yeah, if they existed, yes, absolutely. But no, my goal is to hide the box so we can retrieve it later if it turns out to be something of use.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also happy that the IT product manager will be pissed as well. It's probably some android that I hate anyway.
Property manager. It's just it's just the guy that got handed the unlikable job of having to go around with a label gun and a clipboard.
And I'm sure the glue that's left on the server says void, right? Because of course.
Of course it does.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I want to just take the tag with us because we can carry that, and then I'm gonna look to see if there's a place I can stash the box. Right? Is there a place I can hide it?
I mean,
Been
every
here for 100 years. Let's just skip by the elevator. We'll get it on the way back.
everything in this, on this floor that you've seen so far is just completely null and void.
Okay. Damn. Fun times.
All right.
All right.
Fiddle that with it back at the base.
Okay.
Level 3.
Every level that you explore for the next 2 levels, and I'll just go ahead and double check. You do not encounter any one. Now, as far as things, who's noisily chewing bubblegum? Or am I sounding like a robot to people? You guys hearing me okay?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever.
I was
I heard
hearing
the noise. I thought it was Todd's horse or whatever.
No, it's my horse is still behind Bill. It's just wearing a cloak of invisibility.
Of course
let
it is.
fool you.
All right. So let's have a look see here and see if you guys let's see. I don't think you're going to see anything else. And really, you think you, in a couple of instances on the floor, you find, or on the floors that you're exploring, you find that you're near the walls because you could see just a little bit of daylight filtering in places. If that helps you guys. So on the 5th floor, in one dusty corner, you do find a
Playboy calendar.
no, a disused cabinet. And it is broad at the chest. Let's see. Or rather, it is chest high and kind of broad. What do you wish to do?
I'm just glad there's a little bit of sunlight. Take a quick look around for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where'd those damn androids go?
Bogo is going to hold his two-handed Braveheart glowing magic sword, and he's going to practice running and like going to run up and parkour off walls and flip and stuff. He's going to play for a little bit while the big people look.
All right. So in this in this cabinet, there is a set of well, it looks like armor, but it is nowhere near as bulky as Rex's. It looks like form-fitting armor. that looks like it would fit a normal-sized, unmutated human.
Okay. Chris looks around at the group.
Does it look familiar?
I
Have we
mean,
seen
you've
something
seen,
like this
you've
before?
seen stuff like this before, but never anything of this particular design. And I should point out, it is in pristine condition. Like when you pop the seal on this cabinet,
Oh,
there
damn
is
it.
just that a faint pop.
It was new in box. Damn it.
You've ruined it. eBay
Yeah.
will this thing won't go anywhere on eBay now.
Damn it.
It's lost 80% of its value.
So is it the only thing in there, or are there other things? Are there boxes or?
Nope,
You know.
that's it. That is it.
So it fits. It looks like it belongs in the box,
Yeah.
or it looks like it was put in the box.
No, it looks like it belongs there. It's like foam padding that crumbles when you touch it, because we all know what foam does.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I'm told. I can't throw it in the dump because it doesn't do that.
No.
This must be corn based. So yeah, well, hell, this is useful. Can we keep it?
Are you asking the game master?
I'm asking the other players. The game master's
yeah, we
not going to
keep
have a
it.
choice. We're taking it one way or the other, or we're not.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, why not?
Who all else is a pure strain human here?
I am, but I got a blaster. I'm cool with you taking that.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll try it on.
We got
Okay,
one offense, one defense, you know.
All right. Give me a D10 roll.
Okay. Bring up Discord. Ooh, I got 8.
Yeah, you're kind of monkeying around with it. You don't really know for sure. You're like, do I climb in through the top? Because that's kind of how you do it with Rexes. You wanna give another check?
Sure. This time a 3.
Okay. So yeah, you're like, oh no, you kind of put it on one piece at a time and it snaps together. You think you've got the hand of getting it on at least. Go ahead and give me another roll.
I got a 6.
Yeah, you've just kind of got it on. It's very heavy. It's kind of dragging you down a little bit. You haven't quite figured it out. You give me another roll.
3.
Okay, you realize that the key is to stop fighting the suit, to just basically you move naturally rather than trying to push it around. So you think you got a handle on it. So you want to give me one more check.
Another 3.
Okay, and with that, you're able to reach up inside the suit's metallic collar, push a button, wait a second, and a dome helmet locks over your head. Everything boots up, and you have got it. You've got it online. This must be what Rex feels like. You are wearing the suit. Very helpfully tells you that you are wearing a set of Lockheed Martin inertia armor.
Nice.
So you are armor class 2. You ready?
Sweet. Yeah.
You are armor class 2. It has a partial force field.
Ooh, okay.
It's got jump jets, if you want to go all Tony Stark with it.
Sweet.
200 meters per melee turn. It is currently being powered by 2 atomic energy cells. Your character doesn't know what new car smell is. It's just this kind of chemically odor you've never smelled before. But inside this thing is new car smell.
Sweet.
So yeah, you've got 59 hours, 59 minutes, and counting down seconds of
Perfect.
power to the suit. The partial force field generated by this, you're kind of flipping through the EULA being projected inside the helmet. The partial force field generated in this unit will protect the wearer from black ray guns, radiation, poison gases, but absorbs only 1/2 of all damage sustained, up to 25 hit points, maximum absorption per melee turn.
Cool.
It does not have hard points for weapons. You still have to carry those in your hands.
Okay.
Heinlein would be very, very happy for you.
Yes. So, yes, you have a set of powered inertia armor now.
Sweet.
And that is all you find on the floor, on the 5th floor. The 6th floor awaits you.
Bogo's just climbing up and sitting on the shoulder.
Does
The suit's got a little spotlight. Is Bogo like trying to take it? Is he fighting the suit servos for it? Thumping him with his stick.
Right.
If that's true, we could just keep asking Bogo questions until he dies, right?
Okay, so yeah, you've got your inertia armor, and you've got one more floor to explore.
does Numbers have any armor?
Yeah. I have what is this? Police riot armor, basically. So I've got an AC of 4.
Is that sheath armor?
I don't know what it is, actually.
Police riot. All right, let's see. Sheath armor is police riot control armor. Yeah.
All right. I've got another set of that then. That's what I had on before I put this on. So
Right.
okay. Didn't know if anybody else needed a set.
No,
Not
I
I.
have security
Thank you.
armor.
No, I'm good.
What is your security armor's AC?
It's 3.
Okay, it's not any better than. Okay. And I guess
We have a question for one of our players from VG. Doomsword, are you the same Doomsword who published Fantasy Grounds extension for AD&D?
He's neither confirming nor denying.
I confirmed in the
Oh
chat.
yeah, in the chat there, so
Yeah. I guess I should have spoken.
get you guys in the same room together, so to speak.
Yeah, he
Okay.
can hit me up on the Discord or whatever over there.
Yep. Volcano God is a friend of the show and is active on our Discord. Okay, so that is all you find on the 5th floor.
Okay. Shall we head on up to the east side? I mean,
All right. You ride up the elevator. It is, just a normal ride up. The doors open, and you immediately have to blink back the bright light that pours in. Everything here is clean. It is like the 1st floor exit from the moving cylinder, but it looks pristine. And what's more shocking is going about tasks, you don't know what they are, you're not sure if they're humans or not. They just kind of regard you and carry on about their business.
Can Bogo roll to see if he can determine if what these are? Or do hang on?
I mean,
do y'all want Bogo to start talking to these things?
Well, we got to deal with them somehow, right? So, do these look like the guys that were outside?
I mean, as far as facial features and stuff, they're different looking people. They weren't all clones of each other.
The same clothing, same. I mean, what?
Similar clothing, yeah.
Okay.
But again, they're not attacking you.
Right. Because they're not guards, I guess. Watch and see what they do. What do they do?
Yeah, what are they
Okay.
doing?
As you are standing there watching, like I said, couple come out of this door, cross over to that door. One of them stops, removes a panel from the wall, checks a couple things, closes the panel. This is not a lot of hustle and bustle, but occasionally you do see these people walk by. Some of them will stop and regard you and then move on. This goes on for a full 10 minutes. Finally, there's a very soothing, calm male voice that speaks up and says, "Thank you for coming directly to see me. Please proceed through the door directly in front of you. There should be a green light illuminated above it now." And sure enough, you can see there's a light over the door that clicks over from red to green.
I think he's talking to you. Bogo just starts walking over toward the door with the green light on.
Well, yeah. What else is there to do, Leroy?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
We'll go over there.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eyes out for these other beings.
Okay.
They'll walk up behind us and clunk us in the back of the head.
They ignore you when you enter. This is in stark contrast to where you were before. The pristine chamber you just exited from was clean and white and looked like something from the ancient past. The room you're in now looks like the room in the basement with cables going everywhere, and you see multiples of those boxes that extend from floor to ceiling and have these pieces of ancient technology slotted in them, but they're all on and their cables are all going somewhere and doing stuff. In the middle of this, there is a round metallic desk, and there is a figure seated at it. Occasionally turns and manipulates something on the desk and then turns back. The upper portion of his head from his cheekbones up is completely covered by what you don't know. It looks like a bowl-like helmet of some kind, but cables from it extend straight up into the ceiling. He doesn't stop his working of the devices, but he is apparently addressing you, and he says, "Ah, good. You have arrived. We have much to discuss." And that's where we're going to leave it this week.
All right.
So next week, ladies and gentlemen, next week, we are going to have our last Gamma World live stream for 4 weeks, because after that, folks, we start Call of Cthulhu for the month of October. We will be playing classic Call of Cthulhu, and I think I could be wrong, but my folks over here, are you all participating in Call of Cthulhu?
I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great. So our Friday crew will be playing Call of Cthulhu, and it's gonna be a spooky one.
You guys definitely want to check this out. I will actually be serious in this one.
That's why you got to get the laughs in now, and then
For
after
sure.
November.
Yeah. Yes.
All of this is predicated on the notion that my home is not destroyed this coming week, which may, the real horror was the one that happened in actual life. So we'll see what happens. But I'd like to thank all of my participants. Thank you. I'm glad you were able to make it tonight, Todd. I know you had some serious real life issues that you had to attend, but thank you for being here, and I hope I hope it at least gave you a chuckle. Thank you to our audience. Thank you for our super chat earlier there. That was from who was that from? Well, anyway, thank you for the super chat. Bogo
Any
for
friend
president.
of Bogo's is a friend of mine.
Robert Phillips.
Robert Phillips. So the real horror is the friends we made along the way. That's right, Dungeon Minister. So you're quite welcome, Jimmy. And guys, I know a lot of people have said, "Hey, I don't want Gamma World to stop." It's going to come back. I promise you, Gamma World will come back. I think the easiest way to do it is to end on a chapter break next week and then just bring it back rather than me trying to run a fourth stream and that on a weekend night. So again, to the audience, everyone, I thank you. Thank you all for being here. To our wonderful participants, thank you for stopping by. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and we'll see you all on Monday when we're going to kick off our deep dive of Dungeon Module T1, The Village of Hamlet for First Edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. Until then, everybody, peace. Be well.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night, all. And Bill left us in the.
What the heck?
He ditched
He
us.
just ran,
Like,
man.
Please get the fuck out.
We're
You
still
gotta
live.
go home, but you gotta get the hell out of here.
We're still
Yeah.
live.
Yes.
I know we're still. I know we're still.